Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 7 o'clock, just gone. If you'd like to have your seat. Happy New Year, everybody. We have the Finance and General Purposes meeting. First item on the agenda is to receive apologies for absence. Item wasn't people done yet. The allotment item, I've been trying to get this on for 5 months now. Okay. I think what the clerk's just explaining to me, Councillor Jarvis, is that that item would be on a Wednesday meeting, not this one prior to the finance, to the full council meeting. Is that okay? No, really. So, are you expecting to? So, your item regarding allotments, it could be. Will it be on the next Wednesday? It will be on the agenda for the next Wednesday finance meeting. Why hasn't it been put forward? It's been left off. Because this meeting, if we put all of those onto that agenda, it would be too long before we get into the parish council meeting. Parish council meeting will start at 7:30. Okay. So, have we got the apologies in the book? We've got Martin Crowther due to a work commitment today. Okay, thank you. To disclose members' DPIs or personal interest in any item to be discussed. Have there any declarations tonight? Clive.
Yes, I have 11.1 Southampton Village Watch. I'm a personal friend of the lady who's written the letter.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a grant. Is that right? That one is a grant.
Southampton Village Watch. It's 11.1.
Okay. Confirm the minutes of the meetings held on Monday the 17th of November. We'll do them one by one. Are all in favour of confirming those minutes? Can everybody please just show? Right, okay. And okay, thank you. And minutes of the meeting held on Monday the 15th of December.
Move them, Chair.
Thank you. Is that seconded? Yeah, John. All those in favour? Is there anybody against that? Okay, thank you. And the minutes of the meeting held on Wednesday the 7th of January.
Move that, Chair.
Seconded. And all those in favour? And any against? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. To approve payments and sign cheques and approve grants re-haul hire. So we've got
I have a query regarding one of the payments.
Right. Do
It's
you
the
want to just use your microphone, Stephen, so we can hear? Oh, is it on?
It's regarding the last payment about the topsoil. What was it used for, can I ask?
It was area around the place, which was hollowed in.
No.
Okay.
For safety.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it some caused by erosion or anything?
Erosion, displays, and over the years.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, anything else, anybody? Can
Move
we
them, Chair.
agree those then? All those in favour? Thank you. No grant for whole hire. Right. To confirm the accounts bank reconciliation for December 2014. So that's that one. Happy with those? Can
Move
somebody
them,
move
Chair.
it? Second it? Somebody seconding? That's Liz, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. And receipts and payment schedule. So that's the receipt.
Which gone in?
And the payment is the fuller one. Can we agree those? Gordon?
I had some cables from memory stick.
Where is it? Which one are you on, Gordon? Payment?
It's on payments, yeah, 509239.
Aren't these items battable?
Battable.
Do you want to
It is,
explain
there is
that?
VAT on it.
Just what number is it, please, Clive?
509239, AO17 code.
239.
I think so. It says cables and memory stick, 7965. That's the only one I can see. Yeah.
It's got VAT, hasn't it?
Okay, so VAT's on there.
Sorry?
VAT's down. Is that right? It's showing the VAT.
I think he's saying that.
Okay, you happy with that? Okay, anything else? Can we move those then?
Yeah.
Yeah, second it, yeah. All those in favour? Thank you. And to confirm the December 14 financial overview for publishing on the website.
I have one query on this. I'm asking because I don't know, and I think members of the public may question it. It's £15.50, and it says fee for bonfire night emergency plan. Who was that?
Council.
That was, the Borough Council. They've never charged before, but this year, for some reason, when we did the events pack, there was £15.50 charge.
Times are hard.
Yeah.
Times are hard.
Can we just show on that who it was paid to, just for so we don't get any queries, so it explains
We
it.
only show who we paid to, it's over 500, but it's not a problem.
It just explain it that one.
Okay, do you want Michael to put that in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
so
problem.
it's all
For
in
clarity.
the yeah. It's there. No. There.
Oh.
Okay, that's done. Otherwise, can we approve these with that amendment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. To appoint 2 members to carry out an internal audit of the December accounts. Can we have some volunteers, please? Joe, thank you. Who's not done it for? Oh, Ian, thank you. Okay, lovely. To discuss, receive the interim audit report from the independent internal auditor.
We received this, Chair, and say, well done, Michael. Yet again, that auditor is like very confident
Joe?
Yeah, I was just going to say exactly the same thing. We now, every year almost, we get very complimentary letters regarding our account system, so it's good.
Yeah. Clive?
Thanks, Chair. Sorry to be a bit of a fly in the ointment with this one, but this is when the two, after this was carried out, these were the two gentlemen that came down from Knaresborough, and I think we didn't even have enough bodies here to convene the meeting to actually discuss the report with them, so it was a bit of a pointless exercise that night. I think there were two of us that were present, so they spent all the time coming down from Knaresborough, as it's written there, for nothing basically, although we thanked them for attendance, but it was, as I say, we didn't have enough councillors on the ground that night.
Okay, but tonight we're receiving this audit. So everybody happy with that? Can you please show if you're in favour of accepting this audit? Thank you.
We haven't had it seconded again, have we? Did it?
Yeah, John seconded it.
For clarity, maybe it's best just to say who it's seconded by, because I'm sure people. But if we say it actually is.
Where am I? To item 11. To consider approve grant to, first of all, Southampton Village Watch.
Move that, Chair.
What have they asked for, Michael? £100 for this one?
I'll second that, Chair.
Seconded. Clive?
Can I just, as I say, although I don't know the applicant, can I just make a quick, this is not the same as the Neighbourhood Watch, is it?
It is. Southampton
Is it?
Village Neighbourhood Watch.
Well, sorry, it is the same one as, so is this the one that, can't think of the gentleman's name that ran it? Yeah. So Brian Saundry, isn't it? Has he?
He does the photograph.
He does the photography, but he's not. I thought he was the one that did their applications. It's
Clive,
all right,
is this the one where you're declaring
yes,
an
interest, yeah. Mrs. Barrett, she must have taken that over.
Okay. Joe?
I was just thinking, given that, I mean, is it, just to recap on our policy, is it that we give £100 to those groups that are in Anston and possibly £50 to groups that may some of our residents may be involved but they're not necessarily based in Anston? Is that how we said we would do it? The only reason I'm raising that is I'm thinking that perhaps, given that we've all got to watch pennies, and because there are opportunities for some of these groups to get monies from elsewhere, would we perhaps want to revisit the issue of how much we give to our local groups? Say, for instance, if we only gave 50 and suggested that they might be able to get another 50 from another pot, which they could.
We can't change it now, can we? Not halfway through a year.
No, that's true actually. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. I think the policy's been something around if the organisation is predominantly Anston based and has predominantly Anston members, that it's £100, and if they're not an Anston based, but they have Anston members, then they're usually £50. So anyway, it's been moved to they've given £100. It's been seconded here by Dominic. So unless anybody wants to debate further on Joe's point about looking to our savings,
Go to vote.
can we go to the vote then? Those in favour of giving £100? Yeah. Thank you. Anybody against? No. Carried then, thank you. Second one is Anston Ladies Sewing Circle.
Move £100, Chair.
Seconded? Yeah, seconded. All those in favour?
Is that another £100, Chair?
We've just moved that Anston Ladies Sewing Circle is given £100 grant. Right. The next application is in fact 3 applications, and we can deal with it in 2 ways. We can either deal with
I
it...
move with all 3, because they're predominantly involving our kids, and I move they get £100 each. But I also point out that one of the biggest expenses for the uniform groups run by volunteers, and I know Mary now lives in Dinnington, I think the docket is in Third Rock, is the personal insurance they need to take out. Obviously the kids themselves pay a sum, but the work they do with our kids I think is excellent. So I would move that all 3 get that.
Thank you, and that's seconded by John Dominic.
Yeah, I was going to second it, but as John's done that. I would support that because I think anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, that we, by convention in the past, we have donated £300 anyway. So this is, the same, on similar lines, but after specifying which projects to go into. So that's
So this is the 38th Rotherham, Southampton, Beavers £100, Cubs £100 and Scouts £100. All those in favour, please show. Any against? Thank you. And number 4 is the 57th Rotherham Brownies.
What do they mean?
Northampton Scouts. What have they had in the past night?
£100.
So previously this group have had £100 as well.
Move that, Chair.
Okay. Is that seconded? Yeah. All those in favour? Thank you. And lastly, Radio Nightingale.
Move £50, Chair.
Seconded. All those in favour? Thank you.
Can I just ask a question on this, Chair? Are we still within our yearly budget for grants? It's all right, I'm just checking the fact that we're sort of getting towards the end of the year. I know we do set a figure, don't we, every year for it. It's okay.
Okay. To consider, approve a year-round mole trapping service at a reduced rate. Michael, would you like to talk us through?
Yeah, currently, whenever we have mole infestations, it costs us £80 a month, and it typically takes 2 or 3 months to get rid of them. And what they actually offer is a year-round service for £30 a month. You don't have to pay any extra, and they will just keep on top of the mole situation all year round. So it's whether the council thinks the economies of that stack up.
Ian.
We set up an animal rights group here. The fact is, I suppose, in certain places moles are a damn nuisance. Elsewhere, they're just part of the fauna. But if they're offering us a cheaper service, and we'll do what's needed, particularly because of the burial ground, I assume, I would support that.
Joe.
Have we actually got a problem with moles on a regular basis? I'm thinking, just doing quickly the maths in my head there, and you said it could be out 2 or 3 months, maybe at what, £80, or 12 months at £30 a month. So it is still a bit cheaper to do it on a month-by-month basis if we don't have too much problem. However, if we have a regular problem, then obviously it's better to go to the animal figure.
Is it named the cemetery?
It's only the cemetery we're looking at.
Yes, it's just for the cemetery.
Is it a regular problem? Is it? I don't know.
Gordon.
Well, the field next to it have got moles in regularly, so they will migrate.
I don't think the moles know which month it is, basically, do they? So they'll appear as and when they feel like it. So if they decide to...
They're bound to go in because the main food is worms.
The main problem is worms?
The main food is worms.
Oh, right, sorry, the main food. Right. Do we have
Can we have an evidence how many
Do we have anybody wanting to move that we accept this £30 a month proposal?
Then, is it worth our while just checking out? Michael, do you think we really, it warrants an annual fee like that in the sense that the problem we have? I mean, does it warrant looking at?
In the last couple of years, we do seem to have had
More, haven't we?
more problems.
More prevalent.
Doing. So, it's worth.
Do you want to do it for a year and see whether the outcome is better than if we only do it on a ad hoc basis? Because presumably if you have a regular treatment, that will actually have an ongoing benefit.
The trouble is, if you set it on a short period, you don't know when to start, the regular moles pop up and damage is done. If you've got an ongoing thing, you have to keep them down.
So
That's the theory behind it.
is that a proposal, John,
Yeah,
to accept
I suppose that we accept
is there a seconder for that?
Yeah, I'll say.
Okay, seconded by council for 1 year. So is that right, for 1
Yeah.
year? And review it after that year?
Yeah.
Yeah, happy with that, everybody? Can you just please show that you agree with
Many
that?
we kill. We find out how many we kill.
Can you, actually, I might need to count this. Please just show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Anybody against?
I'm abstaining. So
Dominic
don't think there's any need.
words that he feels in the competition.
That is carried. Thank you.
We don't eat.
Item 15, to approve a 5-year hardwire testing at £380.
Was it done before on an annual basis?
Every 5 years.
Every 5 years.
Michael?
We have no
got to be done.
choice.
Fine to do it, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I propose we accept that. Cheers.
We want to say we approved it by charity.
okay. Okay, so this is for the council approving its buildings. The charity's already approved this contractor to undertake the work here. So this is for the other buildings that we own. Can I have a proposal? Yes, proposed by Dominic, seconded by John. All those in favour, please show. Yeah, thank you. To consider approved replacement of printer copier in the office. Joe.
Will we get some figures about this? Because there
Yeah.
are really wonderful photocopies, aren't there? All sitting on down.
We've got some
Straightforward one. It's just, I'm conscious we're wanting pennies, aren't we? And
There's a picture in the pack of
It's already here.
a black and white photocopied picture
there,
with a price of total spent for quarter is £140.27. But shall we have time to explain?
Yes,
That might be the best.
They're hiring it already.
Essentially, the photocopy that we've got, the lease expires in a week or two's time. This is a replacement photocopier, which is a colour photocopier, rather than just a black monochrome one. And it actually works out slightly cheaper in monthly rental than the previous model.
We're not actually spending any more money a month than we're spending now, are we? When we get a new copy, so we've got to have one, put it that way.
Okay, Councillor O'Brien, did you want to say something?
No, I just wanted to ask or point out that it says it's cheap and it's
So
no
we're actually,
brainer really,
we will
isn't it?
actually be spending less money.
I think figures speak for themselves, I think.
So, can I have someone to move that?
I will.
Thank you. Somebody to second it? Clive. All those in favour? Thank you. To resolve to adjourn the meeting in order to allow the public to raise any issues regarding today's meeting. No resolutions may be moved under this item and the section is limited to 10 minutes. So members of the public, is there anything that you'd like to raise? Right, we have Mr Thorne, Mrs Sadler and Mrs Estrada Hay. Mr Thorne, what's your question, please?
Thank you. Can I refer the council to item 8 on the agenda to approve the December 2014 financial review published on the website? You published it over a week ago, so you published it before it was approved.
Oh, God, that's wrong.
Well, we don't think we have, Mr Thorne. We don't think that we have published it as yet.
Well, I found it on the Anson Parish Council website, the December account.
Mike's just checking. Shall we move on to Mrs Sadler's question?
How can you publish them before they're approved? That's the question.
We're just checking. We'll move on. We'll come back to it.
Don't question my integrity and don't question my honesty. If I tell you they're on the web, they're on the web.
Mr Thorne, we are checking, and in a minute, when Mike...
Checking what? What are you checking?
We're just having a look, and we'll come back to it.
Don't you know what's published on your own website?
We're just having a look. Mrs Sadler, would you like
You
to...
should know. You're Vice Chairman.
Mrs Sadler, would you like to ask your question?
No, don't skip to Mrs Sadler.
Yeah, we'll come back.
You're the Vice Chairman. You just admitted you don't know what's published on our council website.
Mr Thorne, we will come back to you. We will come back to you in a moment, okay? Mrs Sadler, do you want to ask your question?
I'm not quite sure what all the congratulations were about concerning the auditors turning up from Knaresborough when not one Labour councillor was present. Could you just clear that up?
I can tell you exactly. The congratulations are to Michael, who has once again produced a set of accounts that have been approved, and he's been shown to be good at doing the accounts for the parish council, and that is what congratulations are for.
So nothing to do with the evening in question, when the auditors turned up to give their report and there was no one here interested enough to turn up.
You've mentioned that. I'm sure that people who weren't
Have I
here...
got that right?
There were... Yeah.
Could you confirm, please, I've got that right? Is it two separate occasions, or is it the same one?
The same occasion. I'm not quite...
What
is it? Mrs Sadler? Mrs Sadler?
Congratulate everybody when he wasn't in.
Mrs Sadler?
He's not chair.
No, I'm sorry. Can you just hold on one moment, Mrs Sadler? The accounts, the letter is here in our pack, and that is why Councillor St John is able to congratulate the clerk. Okay. So now we're moving back to Mr Thorne's question. You are correct. It is on the website. The clerk informs me that it's an error. It hasn't happened before, and it won't happen again. So thank you for pointing that out to us. Mrs Estrada Hayes. What do I need to apologise to Mr Thorne about?
Can we move on, please, Chair?
Mrs Estrada Hayes, what is your question, please?
I'd like to know, please, with regard to number 12.
Yep.
Mold campaign.
Yep.
I'd like to know how these molds are trapped and disposed of, or
I can't tell you that. I don't know who can. It's a service that we purchase.
You should know. We've had this discussed before, and it was discussed at great length. So what conclusion did you come to?
Anston Pest Control are our contractor who undertake that work, so if you'd like to contact them, I'm sure they'll be...
Asking you.
Well,
I'm asking
we're paying for...
I'm asking this committee. It was discussed at great length at one meeting, the method of trapping, and I want to know what you decided. What is the method of trapping? What is the method of disposal? What is good for?
Michael, do you think you could find that out and send a note to Mrs Estrada Hayes with that information, please? Yes. Thank you. Okay, we will write to you with the method. We can't tell you at this precise moment. We will write to you and let you know. Okay, thank you for your question. Councillor Thornton.
First thing is Mr. Thornton to you.
Okay.
You're going to call me the privilege. You're going to call me the privilege of sitting at the table at a finance meeting after false accusations.
Would you like to just ask your question, please?
Mr. Thornton, not Councillor.
What's your question, sir?
My question is, tonight, and it's already been alluded to, we discussed the audit. I'd like to ask why the finance chairman and the finance vice chairman have not followed the recommendation of the audit committee from the last
explain his...
The only independent person.
Could he...
I have to contend with this man's particular speech.
We have to contend with...
Councillor Thornton, would you please sit down for the moment while
This guy, what do you mean in meetings? No, you're here to observe what's going on.
Ian.
On a point of order,
Ian.
if the public do not know how to behave, then we close that particular session.
Right. Mr. Thornton, if you, I would like you to sit down now, please.
I've asked a question.
You've asked a question.
I'd like an answer. Why haven't you followed through the recommendation of the audit?
We will write to you with that answer.
Chair.
I don't know.
Chair.
Could
We
you?
haven't got an audit committee. I don't understand this.
Sorry. Stop being pedantic.
That's why I asked
Okay.
the person to elaborate his question. We do not have an audit
We
committee.
have an audit team that comes twice a year to audit the accounts of the council. At the previous audit, the audit team, say again, team, recommended that the council carries out certain items in relation to the non-collection of football fees, etc. We recommended that the council take action. As Vice Chair, because the Chair's not here, can you tell me why you've not carried out the recommendation?
Okay, thank you. I can give you an answer here. The issue is a charity matter and will not be discussed at this particular meeting because this is a parish council. Okay? Now you've had your...
Sorry, excuse me, I'm talking about the audit stuff. And it says in here, the clerk and I discussed various ways of collecting the remaining rents outstanding for 2013-14 in terms of what that then records are.
My understanding is that those are in hand. I think that was in reference to allotments. However, what I can tell you is that that is in hand. Okay.
So in other words, you haven't got a clue what you're talking about, but you haven't
Chair, the member of the public is just being...
Councillor St John,
he is being rude. We do not have to tolerate that.
Councillor St John, thank you for helping there. Councillor Thornton, you are being rude, and I would like you to sit down now, please. I think it's unacceptable for you to behave in the way that you're behaving just now. So if you would please sit down. And I think we are now at the end of our 10-minute session. Because I'm the chair, I would like you to sit down now, please. I'm going to carry on. The 10-minute public participation session is ceased. No, I'm sorry, the 10-minute participation section is closed now. We've had that 10 minutes, and we're moving on to the last items, which are item 16, to resolve to exclude the press and public due to the nature of the business. There are none, is that correct? It's not my heartbeat, honestly.
Very measured, I have to say.
To discuss any items for which the press and public have been excluded. There are none. The date and time of the next meeting is Wednesday the 4th of February at 7:30 p.m. Thank you.